I like this picture.
Meni se sviđa ova slika.
I've been there many times.
Tu sam bio više puta.
How do you think you would feel if you were there?
Kako bi se osjećali da znate da ste bili tamo?
That's what this talk is all about.
I o ovom ćemo razgovarati danas.
Not those mountains.
Ne o ovim planinama,
What about our broken brains?
već o našem slomljenom umu.
We all are damaged in our minds.
Svi smo mi na neki način imali neke umne povrede.
And we need things that will raise up our emotions.
I nama su potrebne neke stvari koje će podići naše emocije.
So we're going to talk about attitude or cheerfulness.
Govorit ćemo o vašem lošem stavu ili veselosti.
It's more important than you can imagine.
I važnije nego što mislite.
You know, the Greeks had two ways of looking at the human organism.
Grci su imali način kako su gledali na ljudski organizam.
They looked at the body.
Gledali su telo.
Greek word for that was the soma.
I grčka reč za to je bila soma.
And then they looked at the mind.
Onda su gledali
The Greek word was the psyche.
I grčka reč je bila psiha.
But if you put both of those Greek words together,
Ali ako stavite ove dve reči zajedno,
you get a medical term.
dobijete medicinski termin.
Psychosomatic.
Psihosomatska.
What is psychosomatic?
Šta je psihosomatska?
It is tracing diseases that begin in the mind.
Znači, gledamo bolesti koje potiču iz uma.
How many diseases begin in the mind?
Koliko bolesti potiče iz uma?
90%.
90%.
That's why this is such a serious subject.
Zato je ovo toliko ozbiljna tema.
So the Greeks looked at two ways of looking at man.
Znači, Grci su gledali na dva načina da sagledaju čoveka.
I look at three ways.
Ja gledam na tri načina.
We've got the body.
Imamo telo,
We've got the mind.
imamo
But we also have the spirit.
ali mi imamo i duh.
This is the most important part.
To je onaj najvažniji deo.
Now you can see my body.
Vi vidite moje telo
And because I'm talking, you know I've got some type of a mind up here.
i pošto ja pričam imam neki
Where's the spirit?
ali gde je duh?
That's the frontal part of your brain.
To je čeoni režen vašeg mozga.
This is where you make choices.
Tu je gde pravite izbor.
Now, how many of you have ever woken up in the morning
Koliko od vas je kad se probudi ujutro
and you just didn't feel right?
i ne osjećate se baš sasvim dobro, najbolje.
You were going to be grumpy the whole day long.
I bit ćete namrgođeni cijeli dan.
At that point,
U tom trenutku,
if the frontal lobe is working properly,
ako čeoni režen radi kako treba,
you make a choice.
imate izbor.
Now, you can stay like that all day long,
Može da ostanete ovaki ceo dan,
which will only make you sick.
što će činiti da budete samo bolesni,
Or you can change your attitude.
ili može da promenite vaš stav.
And only you can do that.
I samo vi to možete.
But some people say, but my life isn't fair.
Ali neki će ljudi reći, moj nije život pošten.
Everyone else has better advantages than me.
Svi drugi imaju prednosti osim mene.
How many of you know Nick here?
Koliko vas zna Nika?
He loves his life.
On voli svoj život.
He's a happy man.
On je srećan čovjek.
So was he born fair?
Da li je on rođen pošteno kako treba?
He was born with no arms and no legs.
On je rođen bez ruku i nogu.
But he's made something of his life.
Ali on je učinio nešto od svog života.
It's a choice he made here.
To je izbor koji on učinio gore.
Then there's a girl named Jen Bricker.
Onda postoji devojka Jen Bricker.
Life wasn't fair to her either.
I život nije bio pošten prema njoj.
When she was born,
Kad je ona bila rođena,
her father took one look at her.
i otac je samo pogledao,
Took his wife and they left the baby in the hospital.
uzeo svoju suprugu i ostavio dete u bolnici.
Why?
Zašto?
Well, she was born with no legs.
Ona se rodila bez nogu.
She was adopted by a couple from the United States.
Ona je bila usvojena od bračnog para iz Sjedinjenih država.
You see, she was born in Bucharest, Romania.
Ona je rođena u Bukureštu, Rumuniji.
And she had a passion.
I ona je imala jednu želju.
She wanted to be in gymnastics.
Ona je volala da bude gimnastičarka.
With no legs?
Bez nogu.
They had one rule in their home.
Imali su jedno pravilo u njihovom domu.
The word I can't?
Reč ne mogu.
They were not allowed to use it.
Nije im dozvoljeno da kaže to.
You can do anything that you want to do.
Vi možete učiniti sve što želite.
And she became the state gymnastic champion.
I ona je postala prvak države u gimnastici.
You should see the girl. She was amazing.
Vi treba da vidite ovu devojku, ona je neverovatna.
If you think you can do something,
Ako mislite da možete nešto da uradite,
you're right.
u pravu ste.
You can do it.
Vi to možete.
If you think you cannot do something,
Ako mislite da ne možete nešto da uradite,
you're right.
u pravu ste.
You can't do it.
Vi to ne možete.
Why?
Zašto?
It's here.
To je ovdje.
People do amazing things with such disadvantages.
Ljudi čine tolike velike stvari sa nekim nedostacima koje imaju.
We need to think positively.
Mi moramo da razmišljamo pozitivno.
Matter of fact, science says people who are positive are healthier people.
I nauka čak kaže ljudi koji su pozitivni, to su zdravi ljudi.
But people who are negative have less good health.
Ali ljudi koji su negativni imaju slabije zdravlje.
Now this is recent medical science telling us this.
A ovo je neka skorašnje naučno istraživanje.
But there is an author who wrote the same thing 3,000 years ago.
Ali postoji autor koji je pisao ove stvari pre 3000 godina.
His name was Solomon.
Njegovo ime je bio Solomon.
He said a merry heart does good like a medicine.
On je rekao veselo srce pomaže kao lek.
Ever been happy?
Da li ste nekad bili veseli?
Do you ever look forward to some happy event?
Da li gledate unapred sa nekim događajem u životu?
They did a study on people.
Radili su istraživanje na ljudima.
Those who were told they were going to watch a very entertaining movie.
Rečeno im je da će gledati neki jako interesantan film.
They found that their beta endorphins increased.
Saznali su da se njihovi beta endorfini su se povećali.
27%.
27%.
And their human growth hormones
I njihov ljudski hormon rasta
increased 87%.
povećao se 87%.
So what do those two things do? Those two hormones do?
I šta ta dva hormona čine?
Well, the beta endorphins strengthens the immune system.
Beta endorfini jačaju vaš imunni sistem,
And the human growth hormone,
a hormon rasta
that helps build the immune system
koji pomaže da se izgradi imunni sistem.
just from being happy.
Samo zato što ste veseli.
Would you like some beta endorphins right now?
Da li bi želi sad neke beta endorfine?
Wherever you are, you can do them right now.
Gde god da ste, vi to možda učinite sada.
How?
Kako?
Just smile.
Nasmešite se.
Just smiling releases beta endorphins.
Osmeh ispušta beta endorfine.
You don't like smiling?
Ne volite da se smete?
Then force a smile.
Onda na silu se nasmijte.
So it increases beta endorphins.
To poveća beta endorfine.
But it increases something else.
Ali to poveća još nešto.
A large study was done in the United States.
Veliko istraživanje učinili u Sjedinjenim državama.
They looked at baseball players.
Gledali su bejsbol igrače.
Looked at pictures that were taken of baseball players.
I slike, na sličicama slika koje su ti bejsbol igrači imali.
Now, these to me were very famous baseball players.
Za mene su oni bili poznati bejsbol igrači.
The one on the left was a home run champion.
Ovaj na levo je bio šampion u krugovima koje...
Does that look like a happy smile?
Da li to izgleda da dobar osmeh?
It's not.
Nije.
The one on your right here.
Ovo je na levo.
Does that look like a good smile?
Da li to izgleda kao dobar osmeh?
He had a great smile.
Imao je velik osmeh.
Look closer.
Pogledajte bliže.
The first one.
Prvi.
He died at 51.
Umre sa 51 godinu.
The second one.
Drugi.
Died at 84.
Sa 84.
It increases your lifespan.
To produžuje vaš život.
He had a philosophy.
On ima jednu filozofiju.
You've got to find happiness within yourself.
Vi morate da imate razlog u sebi.
If you can't be happy here, you're not going to be happy there.
Ako niste veseli na jednom mjestu, nećete biti na drugom.
And I see this all the time.
Ja to viđam svugde. Stalno.
People get married.
Ljudi se ožene.
They get unhappy.
I onda su nesrećni.
They get divorced.
Onda se razvedu.
And then some fool marries them.
I onda ih neki drugi čovjek oženi.
And you got two more unhappy marriages.
I imaš još dva nesrećna braka.
Why?
Zašto?
You took yourself with them.
Zato što si sebe uzeo u taj brak.
If you cannot be happy in the marriage you're in,
ako ne možeš budeš sretno u braku kome se nalaziš,
don't get divorced and marry somebody else.
Nemoj da se razvedete da se udate za nekog drugog.
Because you'll just be miserable there too.
Jer ćeš i biti nesrećni tamo.
Another study that was done.
Još jedno istraživanje.
Looked at 114 women who were in university back in the late 50s.
Bilo je 114 žena u jednom univerzitetu.
They looked at the pictures of them that were taken while they were in university.
I ugledali su slike njih dok su još bili na univerzitetu.
Those who had real smiles,
Oni koji imaju prave osmehe,
more likely to be happily married
imali su veće šanse da budu srećno udate
to the same person their whole lives.
za istu osobu ceo život.
Those who were truly happy people
Ovi koji su istinski bile srećne,
were more athletic and healthier
bili su više atletski i zdravije su bile
and stayed that way their whole life.
i ostale su ceo život tako.
So what should you do?
I šta bi trebalo da učinite?
Learn to smile.
Naučite da se smijete.
Right now, learn to smile.
Upravo sada naučite da se smijete.
But a smile has two parts.
Ali osmeh ima dva dela.
Not just what your mouth does.
Ne samo što vaše usta čine,
You got to look at the eyes also.
mora da gledate i oči.
You got to smile with your mouth and with your eyes.
Mora da se nasmejete sa ustima i sa očima.
I'm going to show you a photo here.
Pokazat ću vam sliku.
4 children.
4 dece.
All right, they're all smiling.
I oni se svi smeše,
But look at just their eyes.
ali pogledajte njihove oči.
Do they look like happy eyes?
Da li to izgledaju srećne oči?
I'll let you think about that.
Ja ću vam dozvoliti malo da razmislite o
I'll
tome.
tell you about them a little bit later.
Malo ću vam kasnije reći o njima.
Another study that was done.
Još jedno istraženje koje je učinjeno,
Catholic nuns.
katoličke patice,
They're religious,
verne su,
dressed about the same,
isto se oblače,
engaged in good works.
rade dobre stvari,
But there are 3 groups of these nuns that they studied.
ali oni su istražili 3 grupe ovih opatica.
The ones who were very positive,
One koje su veoma
the
pozitivne,
ones who were negative,
one koje su negativne
and those who were very negative.
i one koje su bile jako negativne.
And then they were looking to see how many lived to be 85.
I onda su htjeli da vide koliko od njih će doživjeti 85 godina.
The positive ones,
Ove koje su najsrećnije,
90%.
90%.
Negative ones,
Negativne,
34.
34.
Very negative,
Jako negativne,
only 11% were still alive at 85.
samo 11% njih i dalje bilo živo sa 85 godina.
But they kept the study going
Ali istraženje je nastavljeno
until they got to 94.
dok nisu došli do 94.
This group, they were all gone.
Ova grupa, svi su nestali.
This group,
Ova
all
grupa,
gone.
svi su nestali.
But the positive ones,
A pozitivni,
54% were still alive.
54% njih i dalje bilo živo.
You want to live longer?
Da li želite da duže živite?
Get a broader smile.
Imajte širi osmeh.
Those people who are positive
Ljudi koji su pozitivni,
are less susceptible to viruses
virusi mogu manje da ih naude.
because their immune systems are stronger.
Jer njihov imunni sistem je jači.
So Solomon says a merry heart does good like a medicine.
Znači Solomon je rekao veselo srce pomaže kao lek,
But that's not all that he said.
ali to nije sve što je rekao.
He said a broken spirit dries the bones.
Kaže slomljeni duh suši kosti.
What's another word for a broken spirit?
Koja je još jedna izraz za slomljeni duh?
How about depression?
Šta ćemo sa depresijom?
Now science tells us depression causes osteoporosis.
Nauka nam sada kaže da depresija prouzrokuje osteoporozu.
How did Solomon know that 3,000 years ago?
Kako je to Solomon znao pre 3000 godina?
An interesting study that was done about 30, 40 years ago.
Interesantno istraživanje koje je učinjeno pre nekih 30-40 godina.
A group of people were in a study.
Grupa ljudi je bila u tom istraživanju.
How much calcium does the body need?
Koliko je kalcijuma telu potrebno?
They were given each person 1,500 milligrams of calcium a day.
I svakoj osobi je dato 1500 mg kalcijuma na dan.
Then they would collect their feces and their urine.
I onda su skupljali njihov izmet i mokraću.
How much calcium were they losing?
Koliko su kalcijuma gubili?
One man was losing 800 milligrams.
I jedan je gubio 800 mg.
All right. In the middle of the study,
U sred tog istraživanja,
he only needed 700 milligrams.
njemu je znači bilo samo potrebno 700 mg.
Middle of the study,
U pola istraživanja,
his wife died.
njegova supruga umrla.
He got depressed.
Postao je depresivan.
He stayed in the study.
Ostao u istraživanju.
He was no longer losing 800 milligrams.
Više nije gubio 800 mg.
He started losing 2,300 milligrams.
On je gubio 2300 mg.
Why?
Zašto?
A broken spirit dries the bones.
Slomljen duh suši kosti.
Attitude is everything.
Vaš stav je sve.
2 groups of women.
Dve grupe žena.
They had the same risk factors for heart disease.
Imali su isti rizik za dobijanje bolesti srca.
They were older.
Bile su starije.
They had high cholesterol.
Imali su visok holesterol.
High blood pressure.
Visok pritisak.
And they were overweight.
Imali su više kilograma.
Both groups had the same factors.
Obe grupe su imali isti faktor.
But they're divided into the two groups because of one thing.
Ali bili su podijeljeni u dve grupe zbog jedne stvari.
The one group,
jedna grupa,
they didn't even think about it.
Nisu ni razmišljali.
They were enjoying their lives.
Oni su uživali u svojim životima.
The other group,
druga grupa,
they knew they had the risk factors for heart disease.
Znali su da imali faktor rizika bolesti srca.
And so they were worried all the time.
I oni su se stalno brinule.
What was the result?
Koji je rezultat?
The ones who worried,
oni koji su bile zabrinute,
4 times more of them died of heart disease.
4 puta više njih umrlo od bolesti srca.
Now, does that mean it's okay just be happy and fat?
Da li to znači da je okej biti veseo, radostan i debeo?
No, it says 4 times more died.
Kaže su 4 puta više njih umrlo.
There are also people dying in the other group.
Znači, u ovoj drugoj grupi su ljudi umrli.
If a person's in the hospital,
ako je osoba u bolnici,
they're getting ready to have serious surgery.
I pripremi se da imaju ozbiljnu operaciju.
And they tell their doctors, I don't think I'm going to survive.
I oni kažu doktoru, ja mislim da neću preživjeti.
The doctors don't want to do surgery.
Doktor ne želi da operiše.
Why?
Zašto?
Because almost all of them will die in surgery.
Skoro svi će oni umreti na operaciji.
Why?
Zašto?
Because they told themselves that.
Zato što su to sebi rekli.
If you think it's going to happen, it probably will.
Ako mislite, ako ste rekli to, onda će se to sigurno i desiti.
If we are sorrowing over something,
ako patimo ili smo tužni za nekim,
increases your risk of heart attack.
To povećava vaš rizik od bolesti srca.
That's upwards of 6 times greater risk.
Čak do 6 puta veći rizik.
3 years ago,
pre 3 godine,
I lost my big sister.
Izgubio sam svoju sestru.
It's the hardest thing I've ever had to experience.
Najteža stvar koju sam do sad iskusio.
But I had to let it go.
Ali to sam morao da pustim.
I was thankful I had visited her not long before she died.
Ja sam zahvalan što sam mogao da je posjetim nedugo pre nego što je umrla.
Because if I had not,
da to nisam
it
učinio,
would have hurt me even more.
To bi me još više bolilo.
In the 2nd century,
u 2. veku,
there was a doctor, a Greek doctor named Galen.
Postoji grčki doktor Galen.
He made an observation of his breast cancer patients.
Znači, on je napravio obzervaciju svojih pacijenata koji su imali rak dojke.
They tended to be melancholic people.
Oni su imaju tendenciju da budu melanholične.
You know, it increases the risk of dying if you are melancholy.
Povećava šansu da umrete ako ste melanholični.
Now, case history.
Evo još jedan slučaj.
Very interesting one.
Jako interesantno.
2 women.
2 žene.
They were having some health issues.
Imali su neke zdravstvene probleme.
They lived in the same city.
Bili su u istom gradu.
Opposite sides of the city.
Na različitim krajima grada.
Seeing different doctors.
Bili su različite doktore.
But on the same day, the doctor sent them to the same hospital for testing. Ali
istoga dana doktori su ih poslali na istraživanje.
They went through a lot of tests.
I bili su razni, dosta ispitivanja.
Okay. At the end of the day, they, all these reports, they were putting all the reports together.
I oni su skupili na kraju dana sve te nalaze.
They gave the reports to different doctors.
I dali su te nalaze različitim doktorima.
The first woman.
Prva žena.
She received her diagnosis.
Ona dobila svoju dijagnozu.
You're fine.
Sa vama je sve u redu.
Some minor issues, we can take care of these.
Neke sitnice, ali mi možemo to da rešimo.
You're going to do great.
I bit će vam sve u redu.
Many more years of life.
Još puno godine života ispred vas.
The second one.
Druga.
She got her diagnosis.
Dobila svoju dijagnozu.
You have stage 4 cancer.
Imate 4. stadijum raka.
Then they gave her the prognosis.
I onda su dali prognozu.
You can only live for a few more months.
Može živjeti samo par meseci.
Nothing we can do.
Ništa mi ne možemo da učinimo.
How do you think she felt?
Šta mislite, kako se ona osjećala?
She felt crushed.
Ona se osjećala slomljeno.
But there was a problem.
Ali tu je bio jedan problem.
You see, when they got their medical reports done,
kada su imali sad taj istraživanje, ispitivanje urađena,
they got crossed.
Njeni kartoni su se pomešali.
Well, just look at the names, right?
Ali zar ne mislite, trebali su samo da pogledaju imena? Zar ne?
That was a problem.
U tome je bio problem.
They had the same names.
Imali su ista imena.
And so the one who was really healthy,
Ona u stvari koja je bila zdrava
and was told that she was going to die,
i rečeno da će da umre,
she did.
To se desilo.
Within a few months, she died.
Za par meseci ona je umrla.
The one who really did have the cancer
Ona koja je stvarno imala rak
and was told she's going to live for many more years
i rečeno da će živjeti još dosta godina,
is still doing fine.
i dalje živa.
I met a doctor 3 years ago.
Pre par godina sam upoznao doktora
He had written a book. He gave me a copy of his book.
i on je napisao jednu knjigu i mi je dao kopiju te knjige
In it, he tells a story.
i u njoj govori jednu priču.
A man who was having some health issues,
Jedan muškarac koji ima neke zdravstvene probleme,
just like these two ladies.
kao ove dve gospođe,
And they did a lot of testing.
i radili su puno istraživanja
He got the diagnosis.
i dobio dijagnozu.
You have stage 4 terminal liver cancer.
Kaže, imaš jako opasan smrtni slučaj raka jetre.
Now that's bad enough.
A to je dosta strašno.
Then they gave the prognosis.
Onda su mu dali prognozu.
And when you get the prognosis,
Kada dobijete prognozu,
for many people it starts a clock in the mind.
u njihovom umu počinje sada radi.
He was told he only had a few weeks to live.
I rečeno mu da imam samo par nedelja života.
And that's what he went home thinking about.
I on je otišao s tom mislju kući.
And in a few weeks he died.
I za par nedelja je on umrao.
They brought his body back to the hospital.
Onda su vratili njegovo telo u bolnicu.
They took his liver out.
Onda su izveli njegovu jetru.
And they could find nothing wrong with it. One little tumor.
I ono što su našli, samo jedan mali tumor.
What killed him?
Šta ga je ubilo?
His mind did.
Njegov um.
Is what he was told.
Ono što mu je rečeno.
I don't know who's watching this.
Ja ne znam ko ovo sada gleda.
I don't know if any of you received a prognosis.
Ja ne znam da li je neko od vas dobio neku prognozu.
Let me just tell you something right now.
Ali evo nešto ću vam sada reći.
Only God knows.
Samo Bog zna.
You just live the best life you can.
Živite najboljim životom koji znate.
Leave it all in his hands.
I ostavite ostalo u njegove ruke.
Johns Hopkins University, big university in America,
John Hopkins univerzitet, velika bolnica u Americi,
did a study of things that promote cancer growth.
Oni su radili istraživanje koje je izučava šta promoviše rak.
Top of the list?
Na vrhu liste?
Attitude.
Stav.
It's a disease of the mind, the body and the soul.
To je bolest uma, tela i duše.
So here's two people.
Evo dvoje ljudi.
Which one has a greater risk of cancer?
Ko ima veći rizik od raka?
Well, the one on the right, of course.
Ovo je na desno, naravno.
Matter of fact, having a good attitude is as important as not smoking.
U stvari, imati loš stav je isto tako loše kao da pušite.
We know how bad smoking is.
Mi znamo kako pušenje nije dobro.
Let me put this a different way that you might understand better.
Evo, sad ću vam pogledati još jedan način da možda bolje razumete.
A happy smoker
Znači, veseli pušač
has about the same health risk as an unhappy non-smoker.
ima isto faktor rizika kao žalosna osoba koja ne puši.
So what do I recommend?
I šta vam savjetujem?
Be a happy non-smoker.
Budite veseli nepušač.
When we have a disease,
Kad imamo bolest,
we got to get down to the root of the problem.
moramo da idemo u koren problema.
There is a doctor from Germany.
Postoji doktor u Nemačkoj.
And he's also practiced in Italy.
On isto radi u Italiji.
He's got a thing called psychosomatic cancer cure.
On ima nešto što se zove psihosomatska terapija za izlečenje raka.
How many diseases begin in the mind?
Koliko bolesti potiče iz uma?
90%.
90.
And here's what he observed.
I evo ono što je on primetio.
And he observed 20,000 cancer patients.
I on je primetio kod 20.000 pacijenata koji imaju rak.
He found that when they had some mental issue,
Kad oni imaju neki mentalni problem,
anger,
ljutnja,
sorrow,
tuga,
guilt,
krivnja,
they would have a corresponding cancer in their body.
imajući odgovarajući rak u njihovom telu.
And this is what he observed.
I evo ono što je on primetio.
He would find the conflict in the same place in the brain,
I našao bi konflikt na istom mestu u mozgu,
causing the same cancer in the same place in the body.
koji uzrokuje isti rak na istom mestu u telu.
And the conflict and the cancer corresponded. They were the same thing.
I konflikti i rak su bili isti.
There's a thing that people who have cancer do.
Postoji neka stvar koju ljudi koji imaju rak čine.
They hold it all inside.
Oni sve zadržavaju unutra u sebi.
They don't talk to people.
Oni ne razgovaraju sa ljudima.
We call that psycho-emotional isolation.
To se zove psihoemocionalna izolacija.
If you have a disease,
Ako imate bolest,
one of the best things you do is talk to somebody.
najbolja stvar koju možete učiniti je da razgovarate s nekim.
Share what's in your heart.
Podelite šta je u vašem srcu.
Let them put their arm around you to help you.
Dozvolite im da stave rame oko vas da vam pomognu.
Remember that, the arm around?
Setite se ramena oko
We're
vas.
going to talk about that.
Govorit ćemo o tome.
They did a study with a lot of men.
Radili su istraživanje sa dosta muškaraca.
10 years they studied these men.
10 godina su studirali ovi muškarci.
Looking for major factors in fatal heart disease.
Govorili su glavni faktori uzročnici smrti kod bolesti srca.
Found two things.
Našli su dve stvari.
First one,
Prva,
no social network around the person.
bez društvene sredine oko tih ljudi.
No friends.
Bez prijatelja.
Second thing,
Druga stvar,
they did not attend church.
nisu išli u crkvu.
Those two things alone
Samo te dve stvari
caused a huge rise in fatal heart disease.
su učinile da se u velikoj meri povećaju bolesti srca.
These things we can fix.
Te stvari možemo da ispravimo.
But Solomon said the same thing 3,000 years ago.
Ali Solomon je rekao istu stvar pre 3000 godina.
Two are better than one.
Dvoje bolje nego jedan.
If one falls
Ako jedan padne
into a disease
u bolest
or whatever,
ili šta drugo,
the other can pick them up.
drugi može da ga podigne.
If you get mad,
Ako se ljuti,
just 5 minutes,
samo 5 minuta
it will weaken your immune system for 6 hours.
oslabit će vaš imunni sistem na 6 sati.
On the other hand,
S druge strane,
if you feel appreciated for just 5 minutes,
ako se osjećate cenjenim samo 5 minuta,
it will increase your immune system for 6 hours.
podići će vaš imunni sistem na 6 sati.
When does that begin?
Kada to počinje?
Well, an interesting situation happened in October 1995.
Jedna interesantna situacija se desila u oktobru 1995.
Two little girls were born.
Dve male devojčice su bile rođene.
They were 12 weeks premature.
Bile su 12 nedelja pre rano rođene.
One perfectly healthy.
Jedna savršeno zdrava,
The other one was not so good.
a druga ne tako dobro.
Her blood oxygen level was very low,
Znači, nivo kiseonika u krvi je bio nizak,
having problems breathing.
imali su problem sa disanjem,
Her heart rate was very irregular.
njeno srce nije pumpalo regularno
And one day, her temperature started going up.
i jednog dana temperatura je počela da se diže.
The doctors realized we're going to lose her.
I doktori su shvatili da će da je izgube
She's going to die.
ovo dete i da će ona da umre.
Now, there was a nurse in charge of that unit.
I onda je bila jedna medicinska sestra koja je bila glavna za to odeljenje.
She broke hospital policy.
Ona se nije pridržavala pravilnika bolnice.
She took that healthy baby
On uzela ovo zdravo dete
and put her in with the sick baby.
i stavila joj sa bolesnim detetom.
As soon as she was in with her sister,
Čim je ona bila sa svojom sestrom,
she put her arm around her,
ona je zagrlila svoju sestru.
and everything got better right away.
I odjedanput je sve krenulo na bolje u tom trenutku.
Yeah. Those girls stayed in the same bed for the first 5 years.
Te dve devojčice su spavale u istom krevetu sljedećih 5 godina.
They're very close.
One su jako bliske.
So it begins at birth, right?
Znači, kaže da počinje sa rođenjem.
This need for appreciation.
Ova potreba da budemo cenjeni, voljeni.
No, I think it begins even before that.
Ja mislim da počinje čak i ranije.
There's a doctor who does a very special surgery.
Postoji doktor koji radi jedne posebne operacije.
A baby who has spinal bifida,
Beba koja ima spinalnu bifidu.
still inside the mother.
Još je u utrobi majke.
The doctor goes in,
Doktor uđe unutra,
takes the placenta out,
otvori matericu,
goes inside,
ode unutra
and repairs the damage.
i popravi to oštećenje.
The doctor just finished the surgery.
Doktor je upravo završio operaciju
He's getting ready to suture the wound
i on hoće da zašije tu ranu.
when a little hand comes out
Kada mala ruka izlazi
and grabs his finger.
i uhvati njegov prst.
The baby appreciated what the doctor did.
Beba je cenila ono što je doktor učinio za nju.
Now, you may think that's impossible.
Vi ćete možda reći da je to nemoguće.
Believe anything you want.
Verujte u šta god želite.
I believe that was a human being.
Ja verujem da to je bilo ljudsko biće
and that man saved that child's future.
i da je ovaj čovek spasao budućnost ovog deteta.
Holding negative emotions inside will kill us.
Ako držite negativne emocije u vama, to će vas ubiti.
Solomon wrote about that too.
Solomon je pričao i o tome.
As a man thinks, so is he.
Ono što čovek misli u svome srcu, on je to.
People who have emotional turmoil in their minds,
Ljudi koji imaju emocionalne probleme u svojim umovima,
they often wear a mask.
Često nose masku.
You can't tell that they've got these things.
Vi ne možete da kažete da oni to imaju.
And many of us carry damage from our childhood.
I puno nas nosi neke ožiljke iz detinjstva.
Mental abuse.
Mentalne zlostavljanje.
Physical abuse.
Fizičko zlostavljanje.
I showed you this picture earlier.
Ovu sam vam sliku ranije pokazao.
Look at the smiles.
Pogledajte osmehe.
Are those genuine smiles?
Da li su ovo iskreni osmesi?
Now some of you say, well, I don't know.
Neki ću kažete, možda jesu.
I can guarantee you something.
Ja mogu da vam garantujem nešto.
They're not genuine smiles.
Ovo nisu iskreni osmesi.
How do I know?
Kako ja to znam?
Because that's me.
Jer ovo sam ja.
These are my sisters.
Ovo su moje sestre.
My father was taking the pictures.
Naš otac nas je slikao.
And anything that he did made us afraid.
I sve što je on činio, nas je činilo da smo plašljivi.
But I want you to look very close at the picture.
Ali hoću da pogledate nešto još malo bliže toj slici.
You can't see it very well.
Ovdje ne možete dobro to da vidite.
Let me bring it into view.
Ajde malo da je uzumiram.
My sister's left hand.
Leva ruka moje sestre.
She's got me by the arm.
Ona me drži za rame.
If you can see her right hand,
ako vidite njenu desnu ruku,
it's got my other sister by her arm.
I ona drži moju drugu sestru isto za rame.
She was always trying to protect us.
On uvek htela da nas zaštiti.
Holding us together.
Da budemo zajedno.
The firstborn child has the hardest job.
I najstarije dete ima najteži posao.
In 1956, my mother left our father.
1956. moja majka napustila našeg oca.
Took my sisters and myself to New York.
I otišli smo zajedno sa njom u New York.
The happiest summer of my life.
To je bio najsrećnije leto u mome životu.
But then my father talked her into coming back.
Ali onda je moj otac nagovorio da se vrati.
She did.
I ona to je učinila.
My oldest sister never got over that.
I moja najstarija sestra nikad nije mogla to da preboli.
She carried anger in her heart to my mother.
Ona je držala tu ljutnju u svom srcu prema mojoj majci.
And 3 years ago,
I pre 3 godine,
that anger put her in the grave.
I ta ljutnja ju odvela u grob.
Because when you hold these things inside,
jer kada vi držite ove stvari unutra,
it kills you.
To će vas ubiti.
Now America had a great war on its own land.
Amerika imala veliki rat na svojoj zemlji.
Called the Civil War.
To je bio taj građanski rat.
The North and the South.
Sever i jug.
It was a very bitter war.
To je jako bio gorak rat.
But 70 years after that war was over.
Ali posle 70 godina kako se taj rat završio,
one of the major battlefields saw something interesting happen.
I na jednom bojnom polju nešto interesantno se desilo.
The old veterans came together.
Ti stari veterani su se opet vratili.
And they shook hands.
I rukovali su se.
You know, we carry many things inside our hearts.
Mi puno stvari nosimo u našim srcima.
We feel sorrow.
Osjećamo tugu.
We feel guilt.
Osjećamo krivnju.
We feel anger.
Ljutnju.
And all those things are killing us.
I sve nas to ubija.
It's time we put all these things behind us.
Morali bi da ove sve stvari stavimo iza nas.
It's time we love each other.
Vreme je da zavolimo jedan druge.
Yeah. You know, there is a medical idea about unforgiveness.
Postoji neki medicinski termin za neopraštanje.
It's classified as a disease.
To je klasifikovano kao bolest.
Here's what it's like.
Evo kako to izgleda.
Let's say you're angry at somebody.
Hajde da kažemo da ste vi ljuti na nekoga.
And if you're angry at somebody,
i ako ste ljuti na nekoga,
it's like you drinking poison.
To je kao da vi pijete otrov,
hoping that's going to kill the other person.
A nadate se će druga osobu da ubijete.
It only kills you.
Ali ono samo ubije vas.
If a person has cancer,
a ako osoba ima rak,
and they're holding these negative emotions inside,
i ako držite negativne emocije u sebi,
it kills her immune system.
To ubija njihov imunni sistem.
And she needs the immune system.
A njoj je potreban imunni sistem.
Negative emotions
Negativne emocije
leads to heart disease,
vas vode do bolesti srca,
high blood pressure,
visokog pritiska,
strokes.
šlogova.
If you get mad,
I ako ste ljuti,
a big study done in New York City
veliko istraživanje učinjeno u Njujorku,
looked at 1,300 men,
učinjeno se 1300 muškaraca,
those who tended to get more angry at things,
oni koji su malo se više ljutili,
3 times more heart attacks.
3 puta više srčanih udara.
It's all in the mind.
Sve je u umu.
People who are depressed,
Ljudi koji su depresivni,
now they tell them to do certain things.
oni im kažu da rade određene stvari.
One of the things is
Jedna od tih stvari je
take the medications.
uzmite lekove.
There's a problem with this.
Ima problem sa tim.
Most of the medication has side effects you don't want to have.
Većina lekova imaju nuspojave koje vi ne želite.
But they did an interesting study.
Ali radili su jedno interesantno istraživanje.
They gave patients with mental problems a placebo.
Dali su pacijentima koji su mentalne probleme placebo.
And they got 82% of the therapeutic results that the drug did.
I dobili su 82% rezultate kao što bi dali i lekovi.
What's a placebo?
Šta je placebo?
It's nothing.
To je ništa.
But they thought it was a medication.
A oni su mislili da je to lek.
Now the good thing about the placebo, there's no side effects.
A dobra stvar sa placebom jer nema nuspojava.
Yeah. As you think, so are you.
Ono što misliš, to jesi.
Let me give you a little story.
Evo daću jednu malu priču.
This guy was a brilliant doctor.
Ovaj doktor je bio briljantan doktor.
He had 3 doctor's degrees.
Imao je 3 doktorata.
He lived down in Southern California.
Živio u Južnoj Kaliforniji.
He was invited to speak up in Maine one winter.
I on je bio pozvan da govori na predavanju u državi Maine.
Guarantee you it's cold up there in the winter time.
Ja vam garantujem da je tamo hladno u toku zime.
He's used to warm weather.
On je navikao na toplo vreme.
He's going to cold weather.
I ide u hladno vreme.
He's going to stay in a home of a family.
I on će biti u porodičnoj kući će ostati.
They put him in a bedroom where they turned up the heat high.
I oni su ga stavili u sobu gde su malo više uključili grejanje.
They knew he was used to warm weather.
Jer su znali da je on navikao na toplo vreme.
But he couldn't sleep.
Ali on nije mogao da spava.
Too hot.
Previše toplo.
So he gets up at night.
I ustaje u toku noći.
Goes quietly over to the window.
I tiho je došao do prozora.
And opens it a little bit.
I otvorio ga je malo.
Cool air comes in.
Hladan vazduh je ušao.
Temperature goes down.
Temperatura se snizila.
Has a great night of rest.
Ima odličnu noć prospavanu.
He gets up in the morning.
I sljedeće jutro je ustao.
I better close that window.
Kaže, bolje da zatvorim taj prozor.
And then he noticed something about northern windows.
I onda je nešto primetio kod tih prozora na severu.
There's not just one.
Tu nema samo jedan prozor.
There's 2 windows.
Tu postoje 2 prozora.
Sometimes there's 3 windows.
A nekad postoji 3 prozora.
So when he opened that window,
I kad je otvorio taj prozor,
no cold air came in.
nikakav topao vazduh, nije, hladan vazduh ušao.
The room didn't get cooler.
I soba se nije ohladila.
Then why did he think so?
Ali zašto je on tako mislio?
Because he thought so.
Zato što je tako razmišljao.
And it had a physiological effect upon his body.
Ima fiziološki uticaj na njegovo telo.
That's placebo.
To je placebo.
Now there's an opposite of placebo.
Postoji kontra od placeba.
That's nocebo.
To je nocebo.
Or we can also call it voodoo.
Ili možemo da ga nazvamo voodoo.
If a person believes in voodoo,
ako osoba veruje u voodoo,
it can kill him.
Može da ga ubije.
So they did a study at a university.
I radili su istraživanje u univerzitetu.
They put this contraption on people's heads.
I stavili su ovaj stroj na glavu ljudi.
34 women.
34 žene.
And they said it's going to send a little bit of electrical charge through your brain.
Kaže, pustit će malo električnih talasa kroz vašu glavu.
You won't feel anything.
Nećete ništa osjetiti.
But some people might get a headache.
Ali neki ljudi će možda dobiti neku glavobolju.
So the girl said, okay, put it on our heads.
I onda su devojke rekle, ajde stavite to na našu glavu.
How much electricity do you think they put through their brains?
Šta mislite, koliko je struji prolazilo kroz njihov mozak?
None.
Ništa.
How many do you think got headaches?
Šta mislite, koliko njih je dobilo glavobolju?
2/3.
2/3.
Why?
Zašto?
It was a nocebo.
To je bio nocebo.
Another study was done.
Još jedno istraživanje učinjeno.
This one was done in Italy.
Ovo je rađeno u Italiji.
They made a placebo.
Napravili su placebo.
And told people this will help you sleep well at night.
I rečeno ljudima da će ovo pomoći da spavaju u toku noći.
For women, it worked great.
Za žene to je super funkcionisalo.
It was a placebo.
To je bio za placebo.
For men,
Za muškarce
it worked as a nocebo.
je radio kao nocebo.
They couldn't sleep.
Nisu mogli da spavaju.
Why?
Zašto?
It took a while to figure it out.
Uzelo im malo duže da shvate zašto.
Then they said it's the color of the placebo.
U pitanju je boja tog placeba.
Same color as the Italian football team.
Ista boja dresova italijanskog fudbalskog tima.
And they were doing terrible that year.
I te godine su imali loše rezultate.
So the men looked at the color,
I muškarci su gledali boju,
thought about the football team,
razmišljali su o fudbalskom timu
and laid there worrying about it half the night.
i ležali su u noći i brinuli o tome celu noć.
Another placebo story.
Još jedan placebo priča.
Tibor Rubin,
a
great man.
Veliki čovek.
He was Hungarian.
Bio je Mađar.
He was arrested by the Nazis during World War II.
Uhvaćen je bio od strane nacista u Drugom svjetskom ratu.
He and his whole family put in a concentration camp.
I on i njegova cijela porodica su završili u koncentracionom logoru.
They all perished but him.
I svi su bili ubijeni osim njega.
He was there for 5 years.
On je tamo bio 5 godina.
But he learned how to survive.
Ali on naučio kako da preživi.
He was liberated by the Americans.
On je bio oslobođen Amerikanaca.
Immigrated to the United States.
Emigrirao u Sjedinjene države.
And in 1950, when the Korean War started,
I 1950. kad je rat u Koreji počeo,
he enlisted in the army.
On se prijavio za vojsku.
He wanted to pay his new country back.
On je teo da oda počast i da vrati nekako na svojoj nove zemlji.
He was a brave soldier.
Bio je hrabar vojnik.
But he gets captured by the Chinese.
Ali onda su ga uhvatili Kinezi.
Put into a prisoner of war camp.
I stavili su ga u jedan kamp za ratne zatvorenike.
But he knew how to survive.
Ali on je znao kako da preživi.
But there are many there who did not.
Ali puno ljudi to nije znalo.
And there's one man especially who was dying.
I postoji jedan čovjek tamo koji je umirao.
So he knew he had to help him.
On je znao da mora da mu pomogne.
He had to give him hope.
Mora da mu da nadu.
Now inside the POW camp,
I u tom kampu tih zarobljenika,
the Chinese had some goats.
Kinezi su imali neke koze.
Now, if you've ever had a goat, you know that they go to the toilet.
I ako ste nekad imali koze, ne znate da oni idu u WC?
Little round balls.
Mali ti brabonjci.
He saw those balls and he says,
I on je video te brabonjke i onda zamislio u sebi,
He collected some.
Skupio ih je.
He flattened them a little bit.
Malo ih izravnao.
Let them dry in the sun.
Da se malo osuše na suncu.
So he has some nice brown tablets.
I onda su izgledale kao neke brown tablete.
Then when he was all ready, he went to this man.
I kad je bio spreman, došao je kod ovog čoveka.
He said, I made a deal with one of the guards.
Kaže, dogovorio sam se sa stražarima.
He's got some of the best medicines that we can find.
I oni imaju najbolje lekove koji će nam pomoći.
Take these things.
Uzmi ove stvari.
They'll make you well.
Biće ti bolje od njih.
And every day he gave this man one of those pills.
I svaki dan mu je on davao ove tablete.
The man got completely well.
I ovaj čovjek se kompletno izlečio.
Why?
Zašto?
Because he was told it was going to heal him.
Zato što mu je rečeno da će ga to izlečiti.
A few years ago,
pre par godina,
he received the Congressional Medal of Honor, the highest medal that the Americans have.
I on je dobio jednu najveću, najznačajniju medalju Kongresa za čast.
For what he did in Korea.
Za ono što je on učinio u Koreji.
There's another principle.
Još jedan princip.
This is written by a doctor 2000 years ago.
Ovo je napisao jedan doktor pre 2000 godina.
Men's hearts failing them for fear.
Kaže, ljudi će umirati od straha.
If you are afraid,
ako ste uplašeni,
it can cause heart disease.
To može da uzrokuje bole srca.
We had a big hurricane down in America a few years ago.
Pre nekoliko godina u Sjedinjenim državama bio je veliki uragan.
Almost destroyed a whole city.
Skoro uništio ceo grad.
It was called Katrina.
To se zvao Katarina.
But after the hurricane was over,
ali kad se taj uragan prošao,
there were 3 times more heart attacks.
Bilo je 3 puta više srčanih udara.
And it happened for 1 year.
I to se desilo za celu godinu.
Why?
Zašto?
Because it was so bad that hurricane was.
I on bio tako loš.
The people had fear about future hurricanes.
Ljudi su imali strah od budućih uragana.
Which causes stress.
što uzrokuje stres.
And when you have stress,
I kad imate stres,
it's going to do many things to your bodies.
učinit će puno loših stvari na vaše telo.
Headaches,
Glavobolje,
depression,
depresija,
tired all the time,
umorni ste stalno,
don't have a lot of patience.
nemate dovoljno strpljenja.
And there's many things that cause stress.
I puno stvari koje utiče na stres.
The normal stressors of life.
I stresori života.
Some people get stressed, some people don't get stressed.
Neki su ljudi pod stresom, neki nisu.
I lived in many places.
Ja sam živio na više mesta.
I lived here for 3 years.
Ja sam ovdje živio 3 godine.
That's Hawaii.
Ovo su Havaji.
I lived here for 2 years.
Ovdje sam živio 2 godine.
That's the Mojave Desert in America.
Ovo je Mojave pustinje u Americi.
Where do you think I enjoyed the most?
Šta mislite, gdje mi se više svidjelo?
It sure wasn't Hawaii. I hated it there.
Sigurno nisu Havaji, ja sam to mesto mrzeo.
I loved the desert.
Ja sam volao pustinju.
Not because it was desert,
Ne zato što je bilo pustinja,
but because my life was good.
jer zato što je moj život bio dobar.
I liked my job.
Volao sam svoj posao,
I liked my boss.
volao sam svog šefa,
I was happily married.
bio sam srećno oženjen.
The other place, it was opposite.
Drugo mesto je bilo totalno kontra.
Yeah, stress is how you deal with your stressors in life.
Stres je kako se vi nosite sa vašim stresorima u životu.
This guy is stressed in his car.
Ova osoba je pod stresom u svom autu.
This woman is not stressed in her car.
Ona nije pod stresom u autu.
They're just dealing with it differently.
Oni se nose malo drugačije.
Now, stress can be a good thing.
Ti stres može bude dobra stvar.
I like to take walks early in the morning.
Ja volim da se šetam svako jutro.
I was taking a walk one morning,
Jedno jutro sam se šetao
and here comes a dog.
i evo dolazi pas.
Not just any dog.
Ne bilo koji pas.
It was a Rottweiler.
To je bio Rottweiler.
And when I saw that dog coming,
I kad sam vidio tog psa da dolazi,
I knew what it was thinking.
ja znam što je on mislio.
It's thinking breakfast has arrived.
I on je mislio doručak je došao.
And I was on the menu.
I ja sam bio na meniju.
Something happens immediately in the body.
Nešto se odmah desilo u telu.
Your adrenal gland puts off adrenaline.
Znači, vaša nadgrobna žlezda luči adrenalin.
That causes your eyes to dilate.
Što proširuje vaše oči.
Your breathing to increase.
Vaše dizanje se ubrzava.
Your heart rate to go up.
Vaše srce brže kuca.
Your blood to go from your skin to your muscles.
Vaša krv ide iz kožu mišiće.
Your hair stands on end.
Vaša kosa se diže.
Your blood pressure goes up.
Vaš pritisak se podiže.
This is a natural physiological event.
Ovo je prirodan fiziološki proces.
For purpose.
Sa ciljem
Whatever the danger is, you can fight it.
da je neka opasnost, možete se boriti s tim.
If you don't feel like you can fight it,
Ako mislite ne možete se boriti s
you
njim,
got the energy to run from it.
imate snagu da bežite od toga.
He was too big to fight.
On je bio prevelik da se ja borim s njim.
He was too close to run.
Bio je preblizu da bi ja mogao da trčim.
What do you do?
Šta onda učiniti?
Well, there's a verse in the Bible that I used.
Postoji stih koji ja volim da koristim.
I turned and I faced the dog.
Ja sam se okrenuo ka psu,
I held up my hand
pružio sam svoju ruku
and I quoted part of a Bible verse.
i ja sam citirao jedan stih iz Biblije.
An Egyptian dog shall not wag his tongue against an Israelite.
Kaže, egipatski pas neće lajati na Izraelca.
And that dog stopped as if he hit a fence.
I taj pas se zaustavio kao da je udario u ogradu.
It was amazing.
To je bilo nešto nevjerovatno.
Many people have chronic stress.
Puno ljudi ima hronični stres.
That's the worst kind of stress.
To je najgori.
People in bad marriages or difficult marriages.
Ljudi koji su u nekim brakovima koji imaju puno problema.
So here's two people in a very stressful situation.
I evo dvoje ljudi koji su u stresnoj situaciji.
What can this man do?
Šta muškarac može da učini?
Now he can argue back.
On može da se svađa nazad.
That just makes it worse.
To samo čini da bude još gore.
But he's going to do something different.
Ali on će činiti nešto drugo.
He's going to take his mind somewhere else.
On će u umu biti negde drugde.
When you can't change your environment,
Kada vi ne možete da promijenite sredinu,
you can change your mind.
vi možete da promijenite vaš um.
Financial problems cause a lot of chronic stress.
Finansijski problemi dosta prouzrokuju hroničnog stresa.
But here's the principle I want you to understand.
A evo princip koji želim da sagledate
95% of the things we worry about are never going to happen.
i da razumete da 95% stvari o kojima se brinete nikad se ne dese.
This woman's worrying.
Ova žena se brine.
It's 6 o'clock.
6 sati je.
Husband's not home.
Suprug nije došao kući.
He's not calling her.
On me ne zove.
Why hasn't he called me?
Zašto me nije zvao?
Oh, he's got fired.
On je ostao bez posla.
He's packing up his office.
On pakuje stvari svoje kancelarije.
And he broke down on the way home. His car's not working.
I auto mu se pokvario na putu kući.
Or maybe he had an accident.
Ili je imao saobraćajnu nezgodu.
That's it. It's an accident.
Da, mora da je saobraćajna nezgoda.
Serious accident.
Ozbiljna saobraćajna nezgoda.
My husband's dead.
Moj suprug je mrtav.
He's laying in a hospital dead.
Leži u bolnici mrtav.
I've got to call the family.
Moram da nazovem porodicu.
I've got to arrange for a funeral.
Moram da organizujem sahranu.
I'm going to lose the house.
Izgubit ću kuću.
Then the husband walks in.
I onda suprug dođe.
She was worrying for nothing.
Ona se brinula ni za šta.
Worrying changes nothing.
Kada se brinete, to ništa neće promeniti situaciju.
If you feel stressed,
Ako ste pod stresom,
first thing you do,
prva stvar koju možda učinite,
just take a deep breath,
uzmite veliki dah,
relax,
opustite se,
close your eyes, count to 10. It helps.
zatvorite oči i brojite do 10. To pomaže.
If you can, go out and get some exercise.
Ako ne možete, onda izađite napolje i radite neku fizičku aktivnost.
Something else you can do.
Još nešto možete učiniti.
Whatever's causing you the problem,
Šta god vam prouzrokuje problem,
look at it a different way.
pogledajte ga na drugačiji način.
All right, here's 3 guys.
Evo 3 muškarca.
That guy's sitting pretty high up on that wall.
On dosta visoko sedi na ovom zidu.
But look at it differently.
Ajde pogledajte drugačije.
When you look at the problem in a different way,
Kada pogledate problem na drugačiji način,
it looks totally different.
izgleda totalno drugačije.
Let me tell you a true story.
Evo, reći vam istinitu priču.
There was a man on the way to the Miami, Florida airport.
Postoje čovjek koji je išao na aerodrom u Miami u Floridi.
He had a very important business appointment.
Imao je jako važan poslovni sastanak.
A contract worth millions of dollars.
Ugovor vredan više miliona dolara.
But he's stuck in the traffic.
Ali on se zaglavio u saobraćaju.
How's he feel?
Kako se on osjeća?
Stress is going up.
Stres se povećava.
He gets to the airport
On dolazi na aerodrom
just as his plane takes off.
i tamo njegov avion je uzleteo
He's lost the contract,
i izgubio je ugovor.
but he doesn't understand something.
Ali on nešto ne razume.
I want you to read this verse.
Želim da pročitate ovaj stih.
All things work together for good.
Da oni ide im sve na dobro.
He didn't know that.
On nije znao to.
And he sat there with his head in his hands.
On je sedeo sa glavom dole.
About 20 minutes later,
20 minuta kasnije
an announcement was made.
Objavljena je jedna vest.
His plane
Njegov avion
went straight down
se srušio
into the swamps of southern Florida.
u močvare južne Floride.
Not one person survived.
Nijedna osoba nije preživjela.
They couldn't find one whole piece of a body.
Nisu čak mogli da nađu jedan ceo komad tela.
Live one day at a time.
Živite za jedan dan.
God has a favorite name for himself.
Bog ima jedno omiljeno ime za sebe.
I am.
Ja sam.
He's not the God of tomorrow.
Ja nisam Bog za sutra.
Don't worry about tomorrow.
Ne brinite za sutra.
It's not yours.
Nije vaše.
He's not the I was.
On nije ja sam bio.
He's not the, don't worry about yesterday.
Nemojte brinite za juče.
He is I am.
On je ja sam.
Today.
Danas.
Here's what you do today.
Evo šta možda učinite danas.
You practice a positive attitude.
Razmišljate pozitivno.
You eat a healthy diet.
Jedite zdravu hranu.
You got to feed your brain.
Morate hraniti vaš mozak.
You get people who are supportive around you.
Imajte podršku prijatelja oko vas.
If your surroundings are littered and not kept nicely,
ako okruženje nije uredno čuvano,
clean up your room.
Počistite.
You ever notice a child?
Da li nekad primetite dete
After the rain,
posle kiše?
if there's a puddle, they're going to be in it.
U toj barici, oni će uvijek otići u baru.
They love it.
Oni to vole.
Maybe we should walk through more puddles.
Možda bi mi trebali kroz neke bare da prođemo.
There's a type of therapy we have in Japan.
Postoji vrste terapije u Japanu.
It's called Shinrin-yoku.
Zove se Shimin-yoku.
That means taking a walk in the atmosphere of the forest.
To znači da hodate u šumi.
There's healing around trees.
Postoji neko izlečenje kada se nalazite u šumi.
If you feel pain,
ako osjećate bol,
cry, it's good for you.
Plačite, to je dobro za vas.
There are stress hormones in tears.
Postoje hormoni stresa u suzama.
And if you are so inclined, it's really good to pray.
Ako i volite i ako želite to, možete da se pomolite.
There are many things that can cause us stress.
Postoje puno stvari što prouzrokuje stres.
Too much work to do.
Previše posla.
People that we work with.
Ljudi sa kojima radimo.
Especially bosses.
Pogotovo šefovi.
Not enough time.
Nedovoljno vremena.
But I once had a special stressor.
Ali ja sam jedanput imao jednog velikog stresora.
It was a bird.
To je bila ptica.
It's a bird that sings only at night.
Ova ptica samo peva noću.
I had a farm.
Imao sam farmu.
And all day long I never heard the bird.
I preko celog dana nikada nisam čuo tu pticu.
But then the sun started setting.
Ali onda je sunce polako počelo zalazi.
It would get dark.
Postavi mrak.
Time for me to go to bed.
Vreme za mene da spavam.
I turn out the light.
Isključim svetlo.
And as soon as I turned out the light,
i čim isključim svetlo,
that bird woke up.
Ta ptica se probudila.
And that bird started to sing.
I ona je počela da peva.
What does that bird sound like?
I kako zvuči ta ptica?
Here it is.
Evo ovako, sad ćete da čujete.
You hear it?
Da li čujete?
I mean, he does this all night long.
Ona to radi celu noć.
Someone once counted.
Neko u stvari to i broja.
How many times does he do it before he pauses?
Koliko puta ona to uradi pre nego što se zaustavi, pauzira?
1088 times.
1088 puta.
It was stressing me out.
To me jako stresiralo.
I couldn't sleep.
Nisam mogu da spavam.
Made me mad the whole next day.
Bio sam ljud ceo sledeći dan.
Now, when I was a young man, I was in the military.
Kad sam bio mladić, bio sam u vojsci.
And I have guns.
Ja imam vatreno oružje.
Had one of these guns.
Imao sam jedno od ovih.
I could never get that bird.
Nikad nisam mogao da sredim tu pticu.
It was dark out there.
Bilo je mračno.
But one day I got a magazine in the mail.
Ali jednog dana sam dobio časopis u pošti.
And there was an article about that bird in the magazine.
Znači, bio je članak o toj ptici u tom časopisu.
And this is what it told me.
I evo šta je rekao tu.
That bird's favorite food.
Kaže, omiljena hrana te ptice
was my worst enemy.
Je bio moj najveći neprijatelj.
The mosquito.
Komarac.
A mosquito can wake me up out of the soundest sleep.
Kaže, komarac može da me probudi iz najtvrđeg sna.
When I heard that bird was eating mosquitoes out there.
Kad sam ja saznao da ta ptica jede komarce,
my worst enemy.
Moj najveći neprijatelj.
I never was bothered by that bird again.
Više mi nikada nije ta ptica smetala.
He continued to sing every night.
Ona je nastavila da peva svako veče.
Not only did I not hate that bird,
ne samo što nisam više mrzeo tu pticu,
I loved that bird.
Ja sam je zavoleo.
I still love that bird.
I dalje volim.
What changed?
Šta se promenilo?
I changed.
Ja sam se promenio.
You cannot change all the stressors that you're surrounded with.
Vi ne možete da promenite sve stresore koje vas okružuju.
You can only change one thing.
Možete da promenite jednu stvar.
And that's yourself.
A to ste vi.
It's a decision that you make.
To je odluka koju vi možete učiniti.
I don't care what your surroundings are.
I ne interesuje me kako je vaše okruženje.
You can think yourself out of the worst situations.
Vi možete da sebe u mislima izvučete iz svake situacije.
I recommend you do that.
I to vam savjetujem.
Have a great day.
Imate lep dan.